What would happen if one day we discover there is another parallel universe where everything is exactly the same but different at the same time? What would it be like to see another Earth from afar? Would it be slightly different or completely random? This is what we're going to try to find out today. The multiverse is a concept that has gained popularity in recent years, especially among scientists and researchers. It refers to the idea that our universe is just one of many and that each universe exists independently of the others. But what if there was more to this theory than meets the eye? What if there are multiple copies of the same universe existing simultaneously? Let's take a closer look at what would happen if we found evidence of a parallel world. Chapter 1. Contact. Humanity's discovery of a new planet has always been a source of fascination and wonder. From the first crude telescopes to the modern day, we have been captivated by the idea of exploring the unknown. In recent years, advances in technology have allowed us to learn more about our universe than ever before. And yet, despite all our progress, we still know so little about the vast expanse of space that surrounds us. In 2016, NASA's Kepler Space Telescope discovered a planet that was nearly identical to Earth in size and location. At first, scientists were skeptical, believing it to be too good to be true. But after further analysis, they realized that what they had found was nothing short of extraordinary. They named the planet Earth 2.0, and it became the first potentially habitable world found outside of our solar system. Scientists believe that Earth 2.0 could have the potential for life similar to our own, with oceans, continents, and an atmosphere that is suitable for human beings. This discovery has led to speculation about whether we are truly alone in the universe and whether there are other Earths out there waiting to be found. The possibility of finding another Earth is both exciting and terrifying. On one hand, it would mean that there are other worlds out there that could potentially support life as we know it. On the other hand, it would also mean that we are not special and that our unique planet is just one of many. However, the implications of finding another Earth would go far beyond just satisfying our curiosity about the universe. It would also raise some serious ethical questions. For example, if we were to find a planet that is inhabited by intelligent beings, how would we interact with them? Would we be able to communicate with them? And if so, what would that be like? Or would we be seen as a threat to their way of life? These are all questions that we need to think about carefully as we continue our search for extraterrestrial life. Chapter 2. Arrival. As mankind stands on the brink of interstellar exploration, the prospect of discovering another Earth is both exciting and daunting. With the development of new technologies, the dream of traveling to distant worlds is becoming more and more attainable. However, the question remains, what would happen if we were to actually find another Earth? As our spacecraft approached the planet, our hopes of finding a new home for humanity were high. The planet looked just like Earth from afar, with its blue skies and green continents. As we got closer, however, we began to notice some strange and unsettling differences. The cities seemed eerily familiar, yet they were slightly off, as if someone had shifted the very fabric of reality by a few degrees. We landed our ship and stepped onto the surface of this strange new world. Everything around us seemed normal at first glance, but there was something in the air that made us uneasy. The people we met were polite and welcoming, but their faces and mannerisms were strangely alien to us. It was as if we were meeting ourselves from a parallel universe, like characters in a science fiction movie. As we explored further, we began to realize that this world was not our own. The technology was slightly different, the history was altered, and the very laws of physics seemed to be slightly skewed. We had stumbled upon a world that was both familiar and strange, a world that was not our own, yet somehow connected to it in ways we couldn't understand. Chapter 3. Transition. The discovery of another Earth would undoubtedly be one of the most momentous events in human history. It would raise profound philosophical and scientific questions about the nature of reality, existence, and the universe itself. On the one hand, the discovery of a parallel universe could bring hope to humanity. We could potentially colonize the new world and create a new home for ourselves. It could also provide us with valuable resources and knowledge that we could use to improve our own planet. On the other hand, the discovery of a parallel universe could also bring danger. We could potentially introduce new diseases, species, and ideas to the new world that could disrupt its natural balance. It could also lead to conflict between the two human populations. The transition from one world to another would be a difficult and challenging process. We would need to carefully consider the risks and benefits of such a move and make sure that we are prepared for all eventualities. We would also need to develop new technologies and systems to ensure a smooth and safe transition. Despite the challenges, the discovery of another Earth would be an incredible opportunity for humanity. It would allow us to explore new frontiers, expand our knowledge, and create new possibilities for the future. It would also give us a chance to learn from our mistakes and create a better world for ourselves. Chapter 4. New Earth. If we were to find a new Earth, it would be a monumental moment in human history. The implications would be far-reaching and profound, affecting everything from our understanding of the universe to our place in it. It would challenge everything we know about physics and cosmology. The existence of a second Earth would suggest that the universe is even more complex and mysterious than we had previously thought. It would raise all sorts of questions about the laws of nature and the fundamental principles that govern our reality. It would also raise ethical questions about our right to explore and exploit such a discovery. If we were to find a second Earth, it would be important to consider the potential impact of our presence on its inhabitants and environment. We would need to develop guidelines and protocols for interacting with any life forms we might encounter to ensure their safety and well-being. It would also have profound implications for humanity as a whole. The discovery of a second Earth would unite us in a common purpose, inspiring us to work together to explore and understand our place in the universe. It would also give us a sense of perspective, reminding us that we are just one of many species in the cosmos and that our planet is just one of many worlds. If we were to find a new Earth, it would be an incredible adventure, full of wonder, excitement, and discovery. It would be a chance to explore a new world and all the mysteries it holds. It would also be a chance to learn more about ourselves and our place in the universe. Overall, the discovery of a second Earth would be an incredible and awe-inspiring event. It would challenge our understanding of the universe and raise all sorts of ethical and practical questions. But it would also inspire us to explore, discover, and learn more about ourselves and the world around us. It would be a truly momentous occasion in human history. So the question is, are we ready for it? Chapter 5. Future. If we were to discover another Earth, it would be an extraordinary event with far-reaching implications for humanity. In the immediate aftermath of the discovery, the world would be in shock. People would be trying to come to terms with the fact that there is another planet out there that is exactly the same as ours. Governments and scientific organizations would scramble to collect as much information as possible about the new Earth and its inhabitants. As time went on, humanity would begin to explore the new Earth. We would send spacecraft and probes to study its atmosphere, land masses, and oceans. We would also begin to plan missions to the planet to collect samples and possibly even establish a colony. The discovery of the new Earth would also spark a religious and philosophical debate. Some people would believe that the new Earth is a sign of divine intervention, while others would argue that it is simply another planet that just happens to be similar to ours. There would be all sorts of discussions about the meaning of life and our place in the universe. As humanity continued to explore the new Earth, we would make some amazing discoveries. We would find evidence of past and present life, possibly even intelligent life. We would also find evidence of civilizations that had risen and fallen on the planet over the course of its history. The discovery of the new Earth would also have a profound impact on our culture. We would write songs, stories, and movies about the planet and its inhabitants. We would create works of art that depicted the beauty and wonder of this new world. We would also create conspiracy theories about the planet and its connection to our own. The discovery of the new Earth would be one of the most exciting and awe-inspiring events in human history. It would challenge our understanding of the universe and raise all sorts of ethical and philosophical questions. But it would also inspire us to explore, discover, and learn more about ourselves and the world around us. And that is exactly what happened when another Earth was discovered. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment below of what you think will happen when we discover another Earth. See you next time.